I would probably have never been in the leadership positions that I'm in had some of my amazing bosses said, no, you can do this. It's critical to see more women in these leadership roles. And it's important for those women that are in those roles to be themselves and to really act in a way that's authentic and true to themselves. I'm Kristina Thompson, Business Unit Manager for Cabs Paint and Maintenance, and I've been here for 28 years.
Hi, Vinny. Great. How are you doing?
Being in the world of production and manufacturing, there isn't a same day every day.
Well, somebody clearly gave me flowers. I'm not exactly sure who, but the squirrel.
That's my thing. I have 3 different organizations, so there's a lot of craziness running around all the time.
Little mascot for squirrel and Kevlar.
We always have the daily production meeting for the entire factory where we have to go and report on what's happening with all of our assembly lines. What do we need? Is there any safety concerns? Is there any parts concerns? Those kind of things.
Alrighty, let's go do it. That keep clear's good. Keep clear's good. This cart, is it big enough?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had no issue with it.
Okay.
I always say I am pretty sure that none of my family would thought that they would have had a daughter working at John Deere, ever.
My dad was a security guard, and so this is early on, John Deere, but this was when he had first started, and then they gave him that when he retired as well.
It was awesome to come to work in the same place as my dad, somewhere I hadn't really thought about working, but when the co-op experience got posted, I thought, oh, awesome, I'm gonna give it a shot because then I can actually stay close to my family. Being close to family was important, and so that's kind of how I ended up here. When I first became a supervisor, I was under the age of 30, and I had 9 people reporting to me, all of them men. I would say most of them were closer in age to my parents than to me. And I had one of them that reported right to me that said, you just got this job because you are a woman. That's when things really kind of started, the imposter syndrome for me, like, oh God, I hadn't really thought about it. I'm like, maybe that's true. It damages your confidence a little bit at that when those kind of things get said. It was a pretty strong moment 20-some years ago for me. I had a hard time when I first came into it. It was rough. Like just nobody looked like me. Nobody acted like me. And so then I thought there was something wrong with me. So then it was like, okay, I need to change my style. And it took me a few years in working with our leaders here saying, no, you need to be you. Your care for people and how you work with people, that comes through then a lot better. I have a few things, nothing crazy, but just the usual.
Kristina was my first boss at John Deere, and I really looked up to her. She has 2 children, she's a working mom. She had just been recently promoted to quality supervisor, and I immediately saw her, and I said, I can do that.
Find a seat. It's our parts warehouse that we're driving through.
When I started full-time, I started in backhoes as a hydraulic quality engineer.
I can remember when I had Quentin, I mean, that mom guilt hits you immediately. I think it's really important to set boundaries and then prioritize things. There's a stigma around manufacturing of no flexibility, and it's hard on family life. And I'm not gonna say that it's not. And there's definitely points in your career that'll be easier to do manufacturing than to not do manufacturing. In fact, in my career, I have gone in and out of the factory for the whole 28 years. I don't know that at that point when I had kids, I had super lofty leadership career goals, but family was important too. And I did take time out and I took myself out of a leadership path, but then I was very intentional about getting back into that.
There are a lot more working parents in the workforce, and there's a lot of accommodations made. And so I was nursing. We used to only have 1 room here, and now we have rooms in all the different locations.
Kristina and I were actually co-ops together, and we had worked together for the first few years of our career. And then, yes, we were in the same nursing station together, and I think there was probably just the two of us. There were walls, and we could talk over the walls with each other, and whether it's discussing things that we're dealing with our new children or things at work, we could do that.
I am a relationship person, and I feel like that's how I get a lot of things done, is through building relationships and building that trust within my team, but with everybody I work with.
Kristina, she has personal skills. If we're going through some challenging times, whether it be operational or maybe our supply chain's giving us some challenges, she'll bring a bright perspective.
Kristina is a people person that is very passionate about success and being successful. I would say in a fun way, that it's inspiring.
She's much more than personality. She's easy to like, and there's something to offer.
Yeah. So, surprise!
There hasn't been a ton of women business unit managers, the role that I'm in right now. So we have 2 in this factory, and I hope we continue to see that. I do think it helps other women see that, yeah, you know, I can do this job too.
We really have a really good network of women that we go to bounce ideas off of. The women that we are around are bringing others along with them in terms of like they're there for mentorship, they're there for coaching, they're there for guidance.
John Deere has been very supportive of mentoring, but also in reverse mentoring. And so enabling the opportunity for leaders to be able to utilize new employees to gain a better perspective, which I think is so valuable when you have a workforce that is so many different generations. Even if you've been with the company for many, many years, you might not have that valuable perspective that someone that's new to the company could have, and being open and encouraging that to happen.
I think sometimes people aren't always aware of the options that are out there, or maybe they don't think it's flexible, or maybe they don't know anybody that's been able to do it successfully. So I think it's an education piece to understand what those options are and what that might look like from a career trajectory standpoint.
I think it's super important to be able to help drive those programs.
In my team right now, we have 4 females, and it's been one of the greatest things because now it's very easy for me to attract those talents. And in the future, we're not gonna have a struggle to replenish that. So it's building that pipeline by having people in key leadership positions.
My style's different than everybody else's. I wanted to make sure young women and people see that. Where I came from is different. Life changes, and just because you take yourself out of the path doesn't mean that you can't get back on the leadership path. I do think within the last few years it feels like I've gotten to a place that I really like and enjoy what I'm doing. I'm proud of myself. I've done more than what I thought I was going to do. I'm Kristina Thompson, and I'm breaking barriers.
Hey, I'm Jennifer Todd of A Greener Tomorrow. And if you support women, empowering them, taking them to the next level, leadership, and all of the things, make sure that you are following us online, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And by the way, make sure you're keeping up with us so you can find out about the latest live events, all of our webinars, and that you can see every episode of Breaking Barriers. We'll see you soon.